All right, I'm just back from Montana from the Lost Prairie Boogie. Curt Bartholomew is just back from Europe from the Pink Open. How you doing? Jet lagged? Are you okay?
Not too bad. Yeah, we had a kind of a weird flight. We had to stay overnight in Atlanta last night. Like it was like a planned part of the
Yeah.
trip. So we at least caught up on sleep on the way home. So not
Okay,
bad at
perfect.
all.
So Pink Open, it's a favourite amongst canopy pilots, and you've put yourself right there back on top. First place in the overall, first place in the freestyle, and first place in the carving distance.
Yeah, yeah. It was a pretty amazing comp. So I'm super pumped, man. It was such a good feeling, and especially after the World Games not being so great for me personally, that was a great event. But my flying was just not really there. So yeah, it feels really good to come away with this one.
But it's an interesting time though, because we are watching like an evolution in the sport, aren't we? With the mutant harness, how you've been working on it. I mean, I know you weren't impressed with what you did at the World Games, but you've been working in fine tuning. When did you start jumping the system?
I started jumping it basically at Christmas. I did the I did the course, just like the 5 jump course, and got fitted
Yeah.
the end of November. But then we had the DIPC, so I didn't jump it till I got back from that, and then I really focused on it over the winter from
For
there.
anybody watching who might be not from canopy piloting or new to skydiving, even just give us a quick, brief run through what the mutant harness is and how it's different from normal flight.
Yeah, so it's a completely different system. Like we fly on a regular harness. We're attached up at the shoulders. So we're hanging from our shoulders, and on this mutant harness, we open up and we're attached there. But then we release a top set of rings, and then we're flying around from attached from the hips. It's a kind of like crossover from like paragliding, speed flying harness type of thing. It changes everything, like everything.
It's like a whole new start, isn't it? And a few
Yeah.
commentators, I've seen a few people on Facebook saying, we could be looking at a new a new reign for you at the top with your mastery of this harness.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's still early days for that, but I'm feeling really good on it. It was really frustrating in the beginning, but that was expected because guys have been flying this harness for quite some time now. There was a small group flying it for at least like 4 or 5, even 6 years, and you could just see it's really difficult to switch over, and it's difficult to control the speed and the power. It's just completely different. The system's so sensitive
Yeah.
that it's just a completely different way of flying. So
Yeah. And I mean, tell us a little bit about the early red flags. What is different? What is the areas? Is it keeping it down as you're going through the course? It wants to rise up. Tell me what's different.
yeah, so there's a lot more like pitch control basically with the harness, which we had in the regular harness. We've had that for a long time, and there was a lot of arguments back in the day about whether or not that was true. Obviously, this has put that to to bed
Yeah.
because it's so obvious. But yeah, it's. I mean, even just turning the parachute at the ground, you have to completely change your style. You have to completely change your turn. If you try to do the same turn, the canopy just doesn't point in the right direction.
Right.
So I've had to completely adapt absolutely everything. And like you said, I just went in like just thinking, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, like zero clue. And you get told what's going on, and you take a lot of that to heart. But at the same time, once you get out there and start flying it, you just have to kind of go with it and just try all kinds of different stuff. Luckily for me, I test jump all the time, and I help develop the Peregrine and get the performance better, and make the next generation Peregrine. So I'm used to like having that really fine tuned feel, and really looking for that on a very and very quickly. I can't go out and here jump this for 50 jumps and tell us how it flies. Like I got to do it in a jump or two. So I was able to adapt fairly well to it. But like I said, it was still really frustrating. Don't get me wrong in the beginning.
So tell me a bit about the Pink Open then. Talk me through it.
Yeah, so I mean, even going a little back before that, I went to Ravenna. I wanted to go to Italy. Jeannie couldn't go because she had the board of directors meeting, but it was really important for me to go to that because I need competition experience with this harness. You can't simulate competition. Everybody flies and reacts differently in a competition. And no matter how much you think it's helping that you just sit at home and crank jump numbers out, it's just not the same, and it never will be. And no matter how good you are, you know, I have over 140 competitions under my belt, and it still makes that big of a difference. So I wanted to go out in Ravenna, just train, focus on that harness, and you know, just push a little bit and see what happened. And I needed that as a stepping stone for the pink, which is also a stepping stone for nationals, which is in a few weeks. And then the world championship is only 3 weeks after that. So I was trying to build a bit of momentum going in, and because pink is really important to me, like, no matter what I go to, it's still a competition. I want to win it. It's not like I go, oh, it's okay to zero here. It's okay, this and that. And pink was really important, but I did learn a lot in Ravenna. So going into pink, I did 45 training jumps before the competition started there, on top of doing 3 days of coaching. So I was busy when I was out there, but it was great. I love that drop zone. It's one of my favorite drop zones. Like, it's just so amazing to jump there. And the event, when they run events there, it's crazy. Like, to watch the volume that they pump out there with zero issues, like very, very little issues, you know, it's crazy. I mean, there's just tons of planes running. There was a big way event going on when I got there and started training, because I got there so early. But I was also running canopy courses, and it's awesome to watch them just, you know, run so efficiently. But yeah, I got a lot of training in, and just kept building on what I needed to fix, and just stacking skills and experience. And then yeah, going into the competition, I would just, with the experience, I just was a bit smarter, and managed the whole situation a lot better than I did in Ravenna.
Just watching one of the runs on Facebook with the two buoys. I mean, what's the gap?
Yeah, they just kind of eyeball that. I mean, it was fun. I mean, I walked through it without a rig on before we went up, and I was like, oh man, this is nuts. Thankfully, it was just like the bonus round, but they do put, you know, 500 euros prize money on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was like, you know, I might as well take the meeting, because again, it's just learning opportunity, and it's worth the risk than going back on a normal harness. And somehow I got myself in the position where I'm more comfortable on the mutant doing distance with the water drag than I am in speed.
Right.
Which, I don't know, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense even to me. But I did focus a lot on speed at this event, and trying to get more comfortable with the buoys and you know, rounding the corner, because this thing flies through the course really different. Like when you're carving, like the whole system just sweeps differently, and that's, I guess, what I'm not used to. And we're hanging from our hips, so we don't actually, like, it's really hard to tell exactly where your line set is in your end cell.
Right.
Whereas we're used to knowing within, you know, millimeters of, I'm about to hit the buoy, you got to calm down. And now this is like, you have no idea, and all of a sudden you just clip buoys, because it's just in such a different spot, you know. So I think that's why I had a pretty hard crash in January clipping a buoy, not even in speed, and it hurt. It didn't feel great. It hurt pretty bad. Wow. So I think that's just been in the back of my mind, but it's, like I said, it's just the track through is weird. So I just had to get a bit more understanding. So going into that round, it was nice because I focused on that, and there's, you know, a little bit of pressure off just being a one-off round. So you could just go for it and see what happens. And I thought I was just going to nail one of the exit gates anyway, so I just went hard. And, you know, all my training and all the different skills I've developed and all the drills and everything, it just helped me put it right through the exit gates, and then cut the corner in a perfect way, like with the tapes on the ground, to make it the farthest. So it was pretty cool.
All right, sweet. And so the nationals at Midway, that's in just 2 weeks, I think. What are you doing before then? Anything?
Nothing. So I'm at home for a few days, just to get some stuff together. I'm gonna be super busy. I got to get a lot of the equipment ready for nationals and have it shipped up there. Get some canopies relined, and on Friday I fly up to Midwest, and I got some normal drop zone coaching over the weekend. Then I'm going to train all next week, do some coaching before the FLCPA, because then I'll have to get everything in order for that, because since I'm the meet director and run everything up for that, and we have that meet of FLCPA freestyle meet, then 2 more days of training, and then all the national events start. So it's going to be busy.
All right. Well, good luck with it all, Curt. Good to catch up with you. Well done with the Pink Open. Lots of love to Jeannie, and I'll see you somewhere soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Take care, buddy.